Independence Day, or as I like to say, Interdependence Day on God and each other. But it was also, according to the Catholic Church, who follows the synoptic scriptures throughout the year, one of the great things about the Catholic Church is that this is the date that Yeshua returned to Galilee after he was in the desert, full of the power of the Spirit, and he was preaching in synagogues, and he was very well received by everyone. So then he went to Nazareth. Remember, he's born in Bethlehem, flees to Egypt, and then comes back to Nazareth when Herod dies. And he had been raised there, and he went into the synagogue on Sabbath, and he was asked to read, and so he unrolled the scroll, and he read from Isaiah. And he read that the Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners, and recovery of sight for the blind. Of course, he's already sighted the blind. And to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Then he rolled up, gave it back to the attendant, sat down. The sat down is probably not accurate because you read from the Torah in the seat of Moses when you're in synagogue. And all spoke well of him and were amazed. But then they said, "Ain't this Joseph's son?" And Yeshua said to them, "Surely you will quote the proverb to me, 'Physician, heal thyself.' And you will tell me, do here in your hometown what we have heard you do in Capernaum." Of course, Capernaum, he did lots of miracles. He was a rock star there. "Truly I tell you," he continued, "no prophet is accepted in his hometown. I assure you, there were many widows in Israel in Elijah's time when the sky was shut for 3.5 years. There was a famine throughout the land, yet Elijah was not sent to any of them, but to a widow in Zarephath in the region of Sidon. And there were many in Israel with leprosy in the time of Elijah the prophet, yet not one of them was cleansed. Only Naaman the Syrian. He was an enemy, and he was a soldier too, as well, which presages the centurion with Yeshua. And what he's saying is, okay, I've got to come to you. I've got to offer this to you, but I know you won't accept it. And sure enough, because divine nature understands human nature, because divine nature created human nature, all the people in the synagogue were then furious with him when they heard this. And they got up, they drove him out of town, took him to the brow of a cliff on which a town was built in order to throw him off the cliff. Now, why were they going to throw him off the cliff? Because if there's somebody who proclaims themselves a false prophet, he is supposed to be killed by the law. That's why they were going to do this. That doesn't really say that, but it presupposes a Jewish understanding of the law. So they take him to the cliff, but then all the translations say that he walked right through the crowd and went on his way. And my daughter was asking me about how he what did he disappear? No, I don't think he disappeared at all. I think it says he walked right through the midst of them. Well, why do you think that happened? Yes, their disbelief or their belief in Torah did not overcome his faith. They did not have real faith. And that's what I really want to talk about. That's why it's faith versus belief. That's why they had a belief in the law, in the Torah, but they didn't have enough faith to carry it out. Because intrinsically, intuitively, what did they really know? That he was the real deal. But this Nazareth synagogue had belief aplenty, but faith none.